Hello viewers, welcome to the second part of differential amplifiers. In the first part we had covered the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. In this part we will be covering the second mode of differential amplifier, that is dual input unbalanced output. We will be covering the DC analysis as well as the AC analysis of this amplifier. So let us start the video. So let's start with the dual input unbalanced output differential amplifiers analysis. These are the four configurations of differential amplifiers we had already studied in the first part also. So these are the four configurations depending upon the input applied and the output is taken. So according to the input and output um, configuration, these are the four configurations. So this is the first one, that is the dual input balanced output differential amplifier we had covered in the part 1. So in this part we will be covering this second one, dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Dual input means we will be using two inputs which will be applied at the base of the two transistors which are used in the differential amplifier circuits, and the output will be taken from one of the collector. From one of the collector. In the balanced mode we were taking the output from both the collectors, but here we are taking the output from one of the collector with respect to the ground. That's why it is called as unbalanced and dual input. Why it is called as unbalanced? Because there is some DC voltages available at the collector with respect to the ground. Even though we are not applying any input, any AC input and any AC voltage at the input, but still some DC voltage is there at the collector of the transistor with respect to ground. So collector can be of any transistor, right? So we can take the output from either transistor Q1 or Q2. So let us see the analysis of dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. So this is how the circuit looks. These are the two transistors. As we know, in the differential amplifier we are using this common emitter mode of amplifier circuit, and this is the replica, this is the exact copy of this circuit. Means copy means RC is equal to RC, transistor Q1 is equal to transistor Q2, the all parameters of Q2, beta parameter, alpha, beta, and all the various operating voltages of these two transistors should be very much similar to each other. This RE is there, which is the parallel combination of RE1 and RE2 we had seen in the first part of the video, first part of differential amplifier. So I am giving you the link of this part 1 video in the description box. So you can view the part 1 from by clicking on that link. So this is the one V in 1, that is the AC voltage, and this is the second AC input which is provided at the B2 of the transistor Q2. Via this is the input resistance R in 1 and R in 2. These are the two transistors. Now as you can see, we are using two inputs, V in 1 and V in 2, and we are taking the output from this collector C2 with respect to ground. So this is our V0. So as you can read here, these two input signals are used. Output is measured at only one of the two collectors with respect to the ground. Now the regarding the DC analysis, for the DC analysis, as you all know, we make all the AC sources equal to 0. So as you can see, these are reduced to 0, V in equal to 0, these are grounded, and rest of the circuit is similar, right? So now this circuit that is very much similar to the first configuration, that was dual input balanced output differential amplifier, and we had covered the DC analysis which is very much same, and I had also told you in that video that this DC analysis stands okay, or it stands for all the four configurations. So we will be using the end results of this analysis, and these are the operating points of this now amplifier, that is IE is equal to IC, which is equal to VEE minus VB upon 2RE plus RN upon beta DC, and VC is equal to VCC plus VB minus IC RC. So this will hold, it will be there, it will, we will be using these two relations, equations, for all the four configurations of differential amplifiers. So coming on to the AC analysis of this differential amplifier. So for the AC analysis, as you all know, we reduce the transistor into its T equivalent circuit of T equivalent model, right? So as you can see, I have already discussed in part 1, this is the RC of transistor Q1, this is C1, this is IE1, this is V in 1 connected through R in 1, this V1 current is flowing, this is the terminal V1, this is the AC emitter resistance small re, IE1 is current is flowing, sorry, this is IC1, and this is emitter IE1 and E2. All both the emitter nodes of all the both the transistors are connected, and this is the common emitter resistance for which is connected to then this ground. This is the AC emitter resistance of the second transistor Q2. This is the IE2 current flowing. This is the B2 terminal. This is R into, this is V into. Because as we know, V into, why it is there? Because in the AC, for the AC analysis, we are reducing all the DC sources to 0. Right? So you are not seeing any VCC or V here. So all these are reduced to 0. So this is the C2 terminal, this is IC2, this is IC2 current is flowing through this RC circuit in this manner, right? And this is the V0 we will be taking across this RC at the C2 with respect to the ground, right? So as you can also see that these are the two loops we are taking. This is first loop and this is the second loop. For the AC analysis, we will be doing the we will be calculating the voltage gain, input resistance and output resistance of this amplifier. So first one is the voltage gain. So for the voltage gain, taking the loops 1 and 2, writing the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law equations for this loop 1 and loop 2. Now starting from this V in 1, this is, we are going from minus to plus, so it is taken as positive. So V in 1 minus R in 1 into IB1 minus RE into IE1 minus RE into, now from this RE two currents are flowing. One is this IE1 and another is this IE2. So from this RE, this is the sum of these two currents. So in the equation we will write it as RE into IE1 plus IE2, and that again equal to 0. So this is the first equation. As you can see, we have written here the first equation V in 1 like this. Similarly, we can write the second KVL equation from the second loop. So in the second loop, you can see that starting from the voltage source V into, so this is V into minus V into minus R into IB2, coming to this side, RE into IE2, then again coming this capital RE, again coming this capital RE into IE1 plus IE2 equal to 0. So writing the KVL for these two loops, we will get these two equations written as 1 and 2. Now, as we know, IB1 is equal to IE1 upon beta AC. The relation between IB1 and IE1 is like this. Similarly, we can write IB2 equal to IE2 upon beta AC. So substituting the value of IB1 and IB2 in equations 1 and 2 and replacing this here, What we will get? We will get V in 1 minus R in 1 into IE1 upon beta SC minus RE into IE1 minus R into IE1 plus IE2 equal to 0. So now equation 1 has been reduced to equation 3 by replacing IB1 with the relation IE1 upon beta AC. And now in the second equation, we will be replacing the IB2 by this relation IE2 upon beta AC, and we will get this equation as equation number 4. Right? So now we are with equation number 3 and 4. Now generally R in 1 upon beta AC and R in 1 upon beta AC, because beta is very large. Beta is very large. So therefore these two things R in 1 upon beta AC, these are very small, and so therefore these can be neglected. So now our equations 3 and 4 has been reduced like this: RE plus RE into IE1 plus RE into IE2 equal to V in. Now what has happened? Because R in 1 upon beta AC is very small, so we can reduce this equal to very negligible, so this can be neglected. So taking V in 1 on one side and the other two, these two on the other side. So the equations become like that. So equations, these become equations 5 and 6. So these can be solved for IE1 and IE2 by using the Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule I also told you in the part 1, that IE1, now IE1 is equal to, how we can write, I'll write this side, IE1 is equal to, how we can solve it? This is equal to V in 1 sorry, V in 1 and V in 2. This here it comes RE and RE plus RE whole divided by, this is RE plus RE. Here it is RE. This is RE plus, sorry, this is RE, and only here it is RE plus RE. So these are the two determinants on the numerator and the denominator side. Solving this, we will get the IE1 like this, right? Similarly, IE2 we can solve using the Cramer's rule, and it is equal to this, and it is given in by as a name equation 8. So now output voltage we are taking from the C2 terminal, so we can write that V0 is equal to VC2, which is equal to minus RC into IC2. Why it is equal to minus? Because we are taking from with respect to ground, so it is lower potential and the current is flowing in the opposite direction. So that's why V0 is equal to minus RC into IC2. Sorry. So it can be written as, because IC2 is approximately equal to IE2, so this is also can be written as RC into IE2. Now replacing the value of IE2 from equation number 8, but we will get V0 is equal to RC into IE2, and solving this we will get this equation for the V0, which is termed as equation number 9. Now also taking some assumptions for this equation, but what is the next assumption we are taking? That generally this RE is very greater than the AC emitter resistance of the transistor. So this RE plus RE can be reduced to RE, because RE is very large. Here RE is very negligible. So when we can say that 0.01 plus 100, it will be equal to 100.01. That is approximately equal to 100, and that is equal to, that is the RE. So it is approximately equal to RE, and similarly RE plus 2RE is equal to 2RE. So replacing this in equation 9, what we will get, V0 is equal to RC into RE into V in 1 minus this, because now this is equal to RE and this is equal to 2RE. So solving this, we will get V naught is equal to this and like this, that is equal to V naught is equal to RC upon 2 RE into V in 1 minus V in 2. Now what is V in 1 minus V in 2? That is the V in 1 minus V2 is the differential input, that is VD. So we can write it as that V naught is equal to RC upon 2 RE into VD. Now V naught, taking this VD upon this side, V naught upon VD is, what is that? That is the differential gain. We are also finding the voltage gain, and so V naught is equal to 2 RE into VID, and V naught upon VID is equal to AD, which is equal to RC upon 2 RE. If you remember, in case of dual input balanced output differential amplifier, it was RC upon RE. So we can say, by taking the output from one of the collector with respect to ground, the voltage gain now reduced to half. Second parameter is the input resistance. Now input resistance does not depend on the way the output is taken, because input resistance we have to see from the either side of the input source, either from the base of, or from V in one side or V in two side. So it is same for the analysis that I had already done in the dual input balanced output differential amplifier, that you can very well see from the that video, and that link of that video is given in the description box. So the in that, the Ri1 is equal to Ri2, that is equal to 2 times beta AC into Re, right? So you have to remember this equation for the input resistance. Next is the output resistance. So as we are taking the output from the C2 terminal with respect to ground, so output resistance will be defined as the R0 is the resistance measured from C2 with respect to the ground. So it is given as, which is nothing but that is equal to the RC. So these are the three parameters we have seen for the this amplifier. Fourth one, that is not defined, and which is the current gain for the differential amplifier, that is not defined, so we will not take that into consideration, right? So let us start with one numerical for this amplifier. The specifications are given as RC is equal to 2.2 kilo ohms. This is RE. RE is equal to 4.7 kilo ohm. R in 1 is equal to R in 2 is equal to 50 ohm. VCC is equal to 10 volt. V is equal to 10 volt. And beta AC and beta DC both are equal to 100. And VB is equal to 0.715. Now what we have to determine? We have to determine the voltage gain, output resistance and input resistance, right? So first of all, we will calculate the IEQ or ICQ, which is equal to, this is the equation. We have to learn or know the relations of all these. If all these equations, that is to be in your mind. So just you have to put the now values if you know the equations. So V, you know, that is equal to 10. VB is 0.75, 0.715, 2 times RE. RE is in kilo ohms, so it is 2 into 4.7 into 10 raised to power 3, plus RN is 50 ohms divided by 100, that is beta DC. So calculating this, you will get this 9.285 upon 9400.5, and it is equal to 0.9877 milliamperes, right? So this is the IE or IC. Next, now VCEQ is equal to VCC plus VB minus RC into ICQ, which is given as VCC is 10, VB is 0.715 minus VRC is 2.2 kilo ohm. So it is 2.2 into 10 raised to power 3 into RC into ICQ. ICQ, which is already determined, it is 0.99988 into 10 raised to power minus 3, that is milliampere. So it is coming out to be 8.54 volt. So we will be using these two, IC and VCEQ, right? So first coming to the voltage. So the expression for the voltage gain is equal to, for the dual input unbalanced output, is RC upon 2 RE. Now RC is equal to 2200 or 2.2 kilo ohm upon 2 into, now Re is equal to 25 upon IE, 25 millivolt upon IE, which will be in the milliampere. So it is equal to 2200 upon 25 upon, now I is 0.988, that is already in milliampere. So it is equal to 2200 upon 25.3 into 2. Now cancelling this 2 by this is 1100 by. So now AAD is equal to 43.48. Now input resistance is equal given by 2 times beta AC into RE. Just putting the values, what we will get, 2 into 100 into 25.3, because RE we have already calculated here as 25.3. And so this is coming out to be 5.06 kilo ohms. Output resistance is equal to RC, and it is equal to, already given in the problem, that is equal to 2.2 kilo ohms. So this is the reference that I have taken from this Gaikwad book, 3rd edition. Thank you. So this is all about the second configuration, that is dual input unbalanced output. So if you have any query, any question, so you can write in the chat box or in the comment box. Thank you.